Hi everyone, welcome to Tab. Welcome to my craft table. As you can see, there's lots of items on the table and we're going to be using some of those today. Today, I'd like to guide you in a mindfulness activity called mindful guided journaling. I got the creative idea from a video I saw on YouTube. Now, a guided journaling activity, you can find that everywhere on a Google search, YouTube. I wanted to create something, a journaling activity for my students. When I asked them, what do you think about journaling? What's your thoughts about journaling? And what they said is, you write down your thoughts and your feelings. And it's true. Guided mindfulness journaling, what we're going to do today, is going to take journaling a step forward in your creativity. Let's get started. I'm going to remove my letters. And what you'll need in this journaling activity is any kind of journal. For my students, I bought these mini journals. I think I'll choose green, maybe yellow. Okay, so you have to decide what color. What color represents what emotion do you have? That we could start there. Or what color makes you feel happy? What color brings positive feelings to you? And I have to say, all these colors really bring a lot of positivity to me, is how I feel and what I like. But for the sake of time, I'm going to choose green. Why green? Green to me represents new growth. And so, let's get started with, we're going to decorate our journal. As you can see, these little mini journals are not really big at all. Here's my hand, and it fits into my hand. And my idea is for each month, we're going to create a different focus in our journaling. And so for this month, we're going to work on, let's say, gratitude. And maybe next month, we'll move to another journal. So I'll have a chance to choose another color and start with the first step, which is decorating our cover. The decorating the cover allows us to individualize our journal and to kind of stir up our creativity. So I have some stickers, and I have these little embellishments as far as jewels. Again, they're different colors. Wow. Yes, they are different colors. These are the leftovers from my students. And so I'm going to use these. It's a lot of variety, and they're, I'm just realizing that they're, again, some of my favorite colors. So we can use these sparkles, and we can use stickers. These stickers, smiley stickers I have, and they're scented. So this one is Tutti Frutti, and They are smelling kind of fruity. Also have a sheet of Smiles that's just yellow, and they're lemon meringue. And strawberry. And there's a grape one in here that might have gotten used up because, oh, here it is. Here's grape. It smells just like grape. And so that's how I bring the mindfulness part as far as using our five senses. And so what I want to remind us is that what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is using our five senses to pay attention to our surroundings without judgment. Basically, it could be said a lot of different ways. I want to emphasize using our five senses, the sense of sight, smell, touch. We're not going to taste. And hearing. So in this mindfulness journal, those are some things we're going to include. Things that stimulate our five senses as we are, aware of our feelings, of our emotions, of things that's going on around us. And so, starting with the cover, I'm going to choose a sticker. I think I like this one. I'm just going to decorate my cover. And, you can use as many stickers as you like, or you can use not as little stickers as you like. Maybe the colors represent different feelings or your personality. Oops. I'm going to put some of these sparkles here. Let's see. Here. And maybe I'll use this blue one. Let's see if I can pick it up here. Okay, I have to peel it off. And okay. It's my imagination. I'm thinking about maybe the yellow represents the sun, and the blue represents the moon. And of course, the sun is smaller than the moon, but it's my world. It's something that is just something that I feel right now that I want to express. Something, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to go with it. Is that what artists do? They just kind of go with it. Okay. Let's choose a few stickers on this page. And, if we make a mistake, maybe it's not a mistake. Maybe it's something worth exploring. And so there's no judgment. No judgment. Okay? Sometimes art turns out to be something that we're exploring, and somebody else might see it as a mistake, but actually right here is part of the design. Okay. You could do this again with your children or with your class. This could be like a group activity that you can share maybe with that birthdays, parties, or gatherings, or on cold days. We can design a mindfulness journal beginning with the cover. I love how my students, they really outdid themselves. They did a great job. Mine is I'm taking time to do mine now, and so I think right here I'm peeling off a sticker. And what I learned this week is like sometimes these paper things on the back, sometimes they rip, and if we're careful, see how that's ripping right there? If we're careful, we're not going to get all excited and say, it's ripping. We're just going to take our time and peel it off, and I'm going to stick it right here. Okay? E. You can put your initials there. And let's see. I just want to add, I think I want to add some of these red ones. These red sparkle gems. Maybe just to bring out a little bit of sparkling right over here and over here, and maybe over here. Okay, and even on the back, turning over the back, and we can add some designs. Going to add tab on the back, different colors. And each time we meet, we can add a little bit more to our journal if we want. But I think maybe you have the idea. Using our creativity to design our journal cover. So we talked about our first stage of mindful journaling. And the first part was to make a creative cover. How does your cover turn out? Are you satisfied with it? Do you see anything you want to improve, you want to add on to it? And it's okay. You can add to your cover. You see something that maybe you forgot to use last time that we talked, go ahead and add it. This is your journal. Sometimes my students, after they do a project, they feel that, it just wasn't right. It wasn't the color, or they had a total different idea, and they want to change things. And change is great. And I think what happened when they do that, I think what happens is that when they first start off, it's like a rough draft. It's like their rough draft ideas. And then once those creative juices get stirring, now they know what they want to do. And so they look back at where they started and they want to try another project. And so that's a perspective that we can use, and it's a positive sign. You could always do another journal. Now, another suggestion I would say is, after you have your cover, you can take a page in the journal and do a second page with your more creative idea. It's like a book. A book will have a cover, and you open up the cover, and then you see a page, and maybe the page inside of that first flap of the book is a picture or something, an introduction or something that's really eye-catching. So that's another suggestion, is to take stickers and sparkle things and decorate the inside page that's next to the cover, that second page, in your more creative idea. In guided mindfulness journaling, it's a little bit different than just journaling. I think that's what makes this activity a little bit more conducive to sustained practice. My goal in all of our mindfulness activities is to present suggestions and ideas to sustain your practice, to make you practice, or hopefully not make you practice, but motivate you to practice your mindfulness, your skills and your activities for a longer period of time. And these are just suggestions. So a guided mindfulness practice is giving you ideas to express yourself. You can express yourself through writing or through art, like drawing pictures or shapes. Breathing, mindfulness breathing is always a plus. But let's admit, you're sitting there and you're breathing, and sometimes maybe you might find it a little bit boring. So let's add a focal point to the breath, that breathing activity. And so one suggestion is to draw a shape on your page, any shape, triangle, square, any shape, and then use a coloring marker or crayon or just your finger, and just trace that shape. And as you're tracing the shape, you are breathing in and blowing out, breathing in and blowing out. And what is found is that it creates a stronger focus. So you're building and your focus muscle, so to speak. You're making that focus part of your mindfulness practice stronger. Another part of guideful journaling is what we're going to do next time, is we're going to choose a topic. Like maybe I'll present a topic just as a suggestion. All these are suggestions. You can, first practice the suggestions, and then maybe you come up with some of your own ideas. So we find a topic, and then find a picture that relates to that topic, or maybe answering a question. I'll give you a question, and then you look around the room, or maybe a magazine or something, and you find something that represents the answer to your question. And then you take that picture, you could draw it into your journal, or a representation of that picture into your journal, or you can cut and paste that picture into your journal if it's okay. I say that I'm used to dealing with children, so I apologize. We really have to be careful of how we make these suggestions, because I don't want them to feel like if it's a book and the book doesn't belong to them at the library, or it's your favorite book parent, for my mindfulness parents, and the child figures they see a favorite book, it's mom's or dad's or auntie or brother's, and so we're going to cut the picture out of the book. So for my little tab friends, make sure you ask if it's okay for you to cut the picture out of a book or a magazine. One idea, what I would suggest, is ask your parents or your brother or your sister if it's okay if you could have that picture copied on the copier, and then you can cut it out and put it in your book. That comes from working with children a lot, and so I have to go back and correct what I say, because I realize after it's out there how it may be interpreted. So here's some ideas, and these ideas came out from our journaling activity last week. My students, they did the same thing I'm asking you to do. They did a mindful cover, and you'll see some pictures. I'll put those in the video, so you'll see they did a great job. I'm so proud of them. And so after we finished our covers, well, actually, it wasn't really like after. It was towards the end, and some people were finished. Some people were still trying to figure out if they want to add more items to their cover. And so I was asking some of these guided questions. We had just finished earlier, before they started their covers. The mindfulness activity I asked them to do was to take 1 minute. It was their minute to not talk. And I gave them some Play-Doh. Oh, I don't have the Play-Doh. It's in my office upstairs. So anyway, I had them use some Play-Doh and to feel the Play-Doh, explore the Play-Doh with their hands. And as they were exploring the Play-Doh with their hands, squishing it and molding it, was to concentrate on their breath and not to talk, because that was part of the activity. And it was very difficult for them. I found out that, just like statistics show, most people have a hard time not talking for a minute. Most adults usually last about 30 seconds. Some of the children lasted about 15 seconds. Some lasted 30 seconds, and the max, I think one child lasted, was 45 seconds, which is pretty good. But, just not talking for 1 minute and focusing on one thing that is not like busy work or messing around with our devices, it can be challenging. And so that's where we start. It's challenging, not meaning it's so hard and it's a punishment. And just also want to make that clear that these practices, are something to help build our mindfulness skills. And sometimes I found when I'm dealing with children, sometimes these mindfulness practices may come across like as a punishment. And boy, I tell you, did they open up my eyes. So I asked them, I said, why is it hard not to talk for 1 minute? Because I didn't want to say, why is it hard to be quiet? Because that's not really what I meant. I wanted to really know why was it hard for them to not to talk for 1 minute. And I love children because they gave me a really clear-cut answer. They said, because, Miss Eartha, all day long we've been trying to be quiet. We've been told to be quiet. Why are you talking? Sit down, be still, be quiet. And so when we come to your class, when we come to TAP, we feel this is the only place where we can express ourselves. And I was touched because they they verbalized their thoughts so clearly. And so I said, how does that make you feel? And some of them said mad, and some of them said frustrated. Some of the children just taking in and just, they didn't say too much, but I asked, how are you feeling? They said, I feel good. I feel good. So they were kind of like at that even point. They were like decompressing. And so for my future classes with my students, I'm going to take that in consideration. So as you do this exercise, maybe take a moment and just not talk for 1 minute. Just focus in on one thing. And after 1 minute, you can put the video on pause. Just push that button, put it on pause. After that minute, come back and I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, you're back. How did you do for your minute of not talking? How was that for you? How did it make you feel? Next time, try to go a little bit farther. Maybe find a different focal point. Now, the next part of our activity is a guided question. This is just a suggestion. I'll have lots of other questions in the future, but let's start somewhere, okay? And I'm kind of maybe taking into consideration some of the things my students said. So my students, what they said is when they're asked to be quiet, they're working really hard, but at the end of the day, they feel frustrated and sometimes they feel mad. So I'm going to take it from there and ask a guided mindfulness question. What is your biggest pet peeve? Just kind of think about it. You don't have to write it. What is your biggest pet peeve? What bugs you the most? What just kind of sets you off? Why does it set you off? So as you think about that, find a picture or a focal point, look around the room and see if there's anything that represents a picture that represents the thing that kind of bothers you the most, kind of ticks you off. And then draw that in your journal. And after you finish drawing the picture, you color it, you can use sticker notes, whatever. Then answer the question, why does that bother you so much? Now, this is your journal. There's no right, there's no wrong answer. There's no judgment. And maybe you don't know why whatever sets you off. And that's okay. Maybe you don't know why right now. Now, the purpose of finding an object, this is called a focus guided activity, is because when you're looking at a picture or an item, you're focused, your mind is focused on that item, and then the question is your brain is working on that answer to that question. Okay? So that's it for right now. Let your creativity just flow, and I look forward to talking to you again next time. Have a great day.